tell us a little bit about what inspired it.
Okay, the story centres around Erin. She's the protagonist, and she's a documentary filmmaker, and she's. I find like with thrillers, a lot of the time it can be a woman and she has an unspecified job, and you don't really know what she's going to work to do every day, or if she even has a job. I wanted her to have a very clear job and to go there every day and to do it and to have to do it in spite of everything that's happening during the book. She's making a documentary about prisoners who are about to leave prison. Kind of like a fly on the wall, she goes into the prison and she interviews them about their hopes and dreams when they leave prison, and then she's going to be following them once they've left to see if any of the things that they, any of the ideals they set themselves before they were released can be realised in their lives. And on top of that, she's marrying an investment banker called Mark, who in the book she says, although he's an investment banker, he's not an arsehole. I wanted that to be quite clear because again, and I find in a lot of thrillers, not to do down the genre or anything like that, but there is often like, I don't know, a kind of cut and paste bad guy, and I didn't want anyone in this story to be a bad person. I wanted it to be more morally complex than that. He's a nice guy and he's just trying to do his best. He's from a kind of working class family in East Riding, and he's worked his way up through the London banking system, and he's just trying to do his best. Anyway, she's madly in love with him, and they get married, and he loses his job a couple of weeks before they're supposed to get married. So, being not a bridezilla, she cancels a lot of the wedding arrangements, and they kind of have a sort of homespun wedding. They go on their honeymoon to Bora Bora, which is where quite a lot of the novel is set. And I like the idea of like choosing a place. We were saying just before, had I ever been to Bora Bora? And I haven't been to Bora Bora, and I feel like a lot of people haven't been to Bora Bora. But this idea of like this place, and it is, aside from Hawaii, it's the furthest island from a central landmass on the planet. And so I watched a lot of documentaries about South Pacific, and I was saying again, there's a lot of very strange videos on YouTube. There's this thing that people do when they go to hotels. They take you around the whole room and they show you everything in their mini bar, all the soaps. They run the bath, they show you how deep the bath goes, all of those sorts of things. So I've pretty much been to every hotel in Bora Bora. So they go on the honeymoon together, and things are a little bit fraught. I don't want to give too much of the story away, but they find something in the water. And the something that they find in the water has a knock-on effect for the rest of their lives, and they get caught up in a kind of fast-paced thriller that they never even realised was something that would happen in their lives. So, yeah.
The thing I liked about Erin is that she's just sort of one of us.
Yeah.
She's not she's not a forensic detective. I mean,
yeah.
As you kind of
yeah,
say.
that was really
was
important.
that super deliberate?
Yeah, it was. I think things are a bit more exciting when the reader can immediately identify with the character. And I just like the idea of this modern idea of you can find out anything on the internet. Like if you have a cold, Google, oh, this is, strain B of the flu, which wasn't around last year, which is why my vaccine doesn't work this year. And, you find out everything. And I wanted Erin, as she goes through the thriller, not to be like a Jack Reacher, Jane Reacher sort of character. She doesn't know all this stuff already. As she's going through it, she'll just get out her phone and she'll Google things. And pretty much she can find out everything, and you can find out everything, because everything that's in the book is on the internet. Pretty much everything she does in the book, you can learn how to do. And I kind of hope that as the readers read it, they're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Or, interesting. But yeah, so everything there is something that the reader could do themselves.
But what's also so clever is that the way that the reader's sympathy sort of swaps from her to Mark.
Yeah.
And one minute you're thinking, God, you can't trust him, and the next minute you're thinking, what is she doing?
Yeah.
And you really, really don't know.
Yes, exactly. And also hopefully with all the prisoners in the documentary that she's making, there's this question of types of crime and the moral outrage at certain types of crime and the punishment that's levied for those crimes. One person can, for example, fulfill like a dying relative's wishes and help them end their lives and have the same prison sentence as someone who stabs someone on a street corner. And I like the, playing with the reader having to sort of question themselves who they think is a good person and what their reasoning is. Yeah.
Has being an actor, has that helped your writing or hindered it? Or?
Yeah, really, really helped it. Just that simple fact of when you're an actor and you get given a part, no matter what the character is, say you're Lex Luthor or whatever, Lex Luthor, maybe he had a troubled childhood, we don't know. Maybe he was like Trump, maybe his dad was very demanding, we don't know. But yeah, I like the idea of everyone having their reasons, and I hope that everyone in the book is well represented in that way. As an actor, when you come into a production, you're very much in control of the character you're playing. But as a writer, I get to kind of be in charge of all of the characters, which is...
Well, it's very cinematic. I mean, it's very...
Snappy.
Yeah. Moves.
Yeah. I think
it's very visual.
Yeah. I think a lot of good thrillers are. I think they immediately put the audience right in the action. I think that's what a good thriller does. Yeah.
And it's been bought for film.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Any news beyond that?
Yeah, I think it's all going to plan. I know that the script has been written. And,
Not by you.
No. Yeah, they rang me to check some changes and stuff like that, but I'm kind of glad that, because I'm sort of onto the second book now, and I was saying to someone the other day, an Italian writer, she writes all of the series, the TV shows of her books, and she was saying when it first came out, she was really keen to do that, to have control of that, and now she has no time to write. So she's got a deadline and she's rewriting all of her previous books, so I'm kind of happy to just sort of move on to the next book and keep going rather than revisiting the same thing.
And it becomes a different thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. An indie film we were filming in Luxembourg. It's kind of a dystopic end of the world drama. And I don't know if you know a band called Years and Years, Ollie Alexander. Me and him were playing twins because I have bushy hair, I guess, I don't know. And in one of the scenes we're burying one of the only other people left in the world at the end of the world. And in order to do it, we had a very sort of method director. I don't know if you can get method directors, but we had one. And he decided that in order to do the scene properly, a week before, we should actually try and dig a grave. So we left us in the woods with a pickaxe and shovels. And I don't know if you know how big Ollie Alexander is, but I did the lion's share of the work. It took us 4 hours to get about that deep. But as I say in the opening chapter, it's like this. It's as much soil. It's the same weight of soil as a hatchback car. That's how much soil you have to do. It's really hard. Yeah.
Well, there what you see is what Nora Ephron said.
Yeah.
It's all good copy.
Yeah, exactly.
We used it now. So it's a great scene. Great opening.
Yeah. It sounds much more sort of off the cuff than it really is. I mean, it's like the modern paper and pencil, isn't it? I mean, look at the notes section of your phone.
It's not.
No. Maybe it's generational. But yeah, it's essentially just having a pen and paper with you wherever you go. With my job, I travel a lot to work, and so I'll have 3 hours in cars or on trains or on the underground. And I don't know if you guys have this, but I don't like sitting in front of a blank laptop. It freaks me out. So I like to just be out and then have an idea come to me and then just go with it. Wherever I am, just go with it. The first chapter of Something in the Water, I was on my way to record something, and the ideas started coming to me, so I just sat down at a bus stop and I just tried to get down the bare bones of the first chapter. And I got there 20 minutes late, but it was okay. It was fine.
On your phone like that? You're doing it like that?
I think she
With
did it
the
with
thumb,
probably.
yeah.
I think with
Probably only one of those. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's the same as, I don't know, I think it's exactly the same as just carrying a little notebook and pencil around. I mean, if I was, I don't know, a bit more bohemian, then maybe I would, but I just use my phone because I have it. I like the idea of sort of catching myself by surprise and not having to sit down in
It
a
is
quiet
amazing when you're
room.
moving around, something suddenly pops into your
Yeah,
head.
exactly. And I
from
think if you
nowhere.
don't follow it, if you don't follow it, if you don't note it down, then
Yeah.
it might come back to you later. But